Everyone thought this was just some messy family feud, but nope, it turned into a straight-up corporate takedown. While people were busy gossiping, digging up old wedding drama and arguing over who's cashing in on that Beckham fortune, Victoria Beckham stayed cool as ice. Her biggest move? Doing absolutely nothing. And somehow that silence made her richer, calmer, and way more respected than ever. Now she's Netflix's golden girl. Critics can't stop hyping her up, and she's still standing tall while everyone else scrambles to rewrite history. But let's get real. Could silence actually be the most savage revenge move out there? Because looking at how things turned out, Victoria didn't just win the battle, she ended it. Allegedly, of course. This whole tension between Nicola and Victoria didn't just appear one day, it's been simmering for years, slow and steady, like a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. The media couldn't resist spinning it into a full-blown movie. You had the evil, controlling mother-in-law versus the sweet, emotional rich girl storyline, and they sold it hard. We saw it all. The teary interviews, those glossy magazine spreads, cryptic captions online, and those forced smiles during casual dog walks. It was drama overload, like a reality show that refused to end. But here's where it stung the most. Brooklyn looked almost proud, like he was part of tearing down his own mom's legacy, just to make a point, and that's what really hit people. Because while Nicola and Brooklyn were busy jumping from one interview to another, dodging questions and tossing shade, the biggest mystery still lingers. What's the real story behind all this?
It wasn't that I felt unheard because I chose to internalize a lot of it because I was always mindful of the focus that he needed.
Who made who cry? Sounds familiar, right? While everyone else was busy spinning rumors like it was a soap opera, Victoria was out here doing something completely different. She was working, and not just working, she was stacking major wins and real receipts. We're talking about a mind-blowing £113 million revenue boom. The same fashion label people once mocked as just a vanity project is now a powerhouse turning heads in Paris. The same critics who used to roll their eyes are now begging for front-row seats at her shows. So of course the question pops up, was this all part of her master plan? Let the chaos unfold, let the younger ones throw their tantrums while she silently builds her empire brick by brick. Because looking at those business numbers now, it's clear who's really wearing the crown.
It was the hardest period for us because it felt like the world was against us. And here's the thing, we were against each other, if I'm being completely honest.
Now let's break down this move, because honestly, it was pure genius. Normally, when someone from your own family starts taking shots, your instinct is to clap back, right? Especially when your name's plastered all over the tabloids. But Victoria, she didn't flinch. She pulled the ultimate gray rock move. Totally unbothered, calm, unreadable, and impossible to provoke. She gave them nothing to feed on, and that silence spoke louder than any public statement could. Remember that whole wedding dress drama? Nicola said, "I was going to wear Victoria Beckham's dress, but her atelier couldn't make it." She basically made Victoria look like the villain, and there was Brooklyn just sitting there nodding along like her backup dancer. It was wild. And what did Victoria do? Did she clap back, drop screenshots, spill secrets? Nope. She posted about her lipstick, her workouts, and David. Nothing else. Not a single word about the chaos. She gave them pure silence, and that silence hit louder than any headline ever could. Zero reaction, no shade, no drama. Victoria went full-on Zen mode, and that right there is real power, winning by saying absolutely nothing.
There was some horrible stories that were difficult to deal with.
She handed Nicola all the space she could ever want to keep talking, and the more Nicola talked, well, let's just say things started sounding a little off, allegedly. I mean, come on, when you're a billionaire heiress complaining about your mother-in-law in Variety while the world's got real problems, that's not exactly a great look. Victoria, she's a pro with this game. She's been running media chess since the 90s. Back when she ruled the charts as Posh Spice, she already knew how publicity worked. If you stop feeding the flames, the fire burns out. She didn't just let the drama die out. She built an entire fireproof empire right next door. She gave the Peltz Beckham duo their spotlight, or their shadow depending on how you look at it, and stayed locked in on one goal, rebuilding her brand from the ground up. And here's where things get juicy.
What is that relationship like, just walking around the house with them? Like, are they just the best?
They're really the best people. And and I'm so excited Victoria's here tonight, and it means the world to me. She made my outfit, she customized this beautiful look, and I'm just like so happy to have her here tonight.
While the tabloids tried to paint her as the controlling mother-in-law, Victoria was actually fixing the one thing that had haunted her for years, her company's finances. She wasn't out here plotting drama, she was plotting a comeback, and best believe this comeback came with receipts. The scoreboard doesn't lie, and if you check the numbers, it's game over for the doubters. People might twist stories, but math doesn't lie, ever. Fresh reports from 2024 just dropped, and wow, Victoria's glow-up is undeniable. For years, the headlines mocked her label, calling it a money pit and claiming David had to keep saving her brand, brushing it off as nothing more than a vanity project. But guess what? Those same critics are now out here choking on their own words because the numbers just flipped big time. The business is booming. Victoria just proved that silence can be the loudest and most powerful flex of all. They said she should quit. They said she was losing millions, and they clung to that failing brand story like it was their job. But now, that narrative is done, buried 6 feet deep, because the latest reports are saying something completely different. Victoria Beckham's empire isn't sinking, it's thriving. Her fashion and beauty lines just pulled in around 130 million pounds in revenue. That's a 26% jump from last year. 26%, people. That's massive. And get this, it's her 4th straight year of double-digit growth. 4 years of pure wins, back to back. But hold up, it gets even better. For the first time ever, Victoria's brand dropped official earnings, interest, and tax records. And guess what they revealed? She's finally in the black, baby. No more losses, no more David to the rescue rumors. She's running a legit, profitable business now. And how did she flip the script so hard? Let's talk about that eyeliner, because apparently the whole world's obsessed with it. One product, one smart move, and it turned her image from over to unshakable.
I can't even begin to tell you how hard it was and how it affected me.
Have you seen the Beckham Satin Cajal eyeliner? Everyone and their best friend's rocking one right now. I'll be real, I'm usually grabbing my makeup from Boots, trying to save a few coins, but this month, I'm grabbing that eyeliner no hesitation. Reports say one sells every 30 seconds, which means by the time I'm done saying this, Victoria has already sold a few thousand more. That's wild. Her direct-to-customer sales are skyrocketing, and her wholesale game, next level. She's now in over 200 stores with new locations popping up all across the UK and France. And don't even get me started on Paris Fashion Week. That was her coronation. The same fashion insiders who once rolled their eyes, they were bowing down like she just claimed the throne. Her spring-summer 2024 and 2025 shows got insane praise. Critics called her collections elegant, bold, and unstoppable. Victoria didn't just survive the chaos, she turned it into couture-level victory. And when I say praised, I don't mean just celebrity hype, I mean real critical respect. Variety, Vogue, even the New York Times, they're finally giving Victoria Beckham the recognition she's deserved all along. No more Spice Girl with a sewing machine jokes. Those days are gone. Now they're calling her a real designer. That Paris show sealed it. Legend status confirmed.
You know, up until Madrid, sometimes it felt like us against everybody else. But we were together, we were connected, we had each other. But when we were in Spain, it didn't really feel like we had each other either. And that's sad.
Remember when the models strutted out in those jaw-dropping looks and Victoria came out at the end on crutches, even with a broken foot? That moment screamed dedication, power, and class all rolled into one. She looked more polished than half of Hollywood, including her former friend Meghan Markle, and that's real power with poise. Then came a Netflix moment, the ultimate cherry on top. You remember how massive the Beckham documentary was, right? Record-breaking numbers, global buzz, everyone was talking about it. Well, Victoria decided to drop her own follow-up, focused purely on her fashion empire and that unforgettable Paris show, and it blew up. She turned her side of the story into a global spotlight, and this time she wasn't the side character, she was the headline. So let's run the scoreboard again. Revenue up, profits up, critical acclaim sky high, Netflix deal locked in. She flipped all that messy family tension into pure business motivation. While others were busy throwing shade, she turned stress into success. And she did it without a single meltdown, no rants, no dragging, no public drama. She just kept her cool and got richer in every way possible: money, respect, and power. Honestly, you can't even hate on that. She earned every bit of it. I've got to hand it to her. She played it like a boss, stayed calm, and came out shining. At this point, I'm officially Team VB, no question. But now here's the real question. If this really was a feud, what's happening on the other side? Because while Victoria's out here selling eyeliner every 30 seconds and ruling Paris Fashion Week like a queen, what exactly has Nicola Peltz Beckham been up to? I mean, seriously, I'm still looking for the win here. She had her big shot with that film, Lola, the one she wrote, directed, and starred in, but yeah, I'm not seeing the same sparkle. Let's be real, it barely made a sound. Lola came and went faster than anyone could blink. The box office didn't move, critics didn't buzz, and the hype nowhere to be found. It was supposed to be her big Hollywood breakout, her "I've arrived" moment, but instead it just quietly disappeared into the background. And then came the lawsuit drama. You remember that wedding planner chaos, the text being read out loud in court, lines like "my husband is a tiger," and the whole thing playing out like a full-on soap opera. It was messy, real messy, and not in a good PR kind of way. The whole thing came off amateur, like something straight out of a low-budget reality show. Meanwhile, Victoria Beckham was out here serving high-end luxury, calm power, and pure business energy. On the Peltz side, though, things just felt scattered. It's giving reality TV vibes, just without the cameras. And honestly, it's awkward watching people act like they're playing on the same career level when they clearly aren't. Victoria spent 15 years grinding in one of the toughest industries on the planet, taking every hit, every joke, every headline, and still came out shining on top. She turned every piece of criticism into solid credibility. That's the difference. While Victoria is stacking achievements and building legacy, Nicola's still trying to find her lane. And don't get me wrong, Nicola's smart, and yes, she's very rich, no question about that. But when it comes to real career power, real respect, and lasting influence, it's just not landing the same. That's the real issue right there. You can't keep playing the victim while the person you're throwing shade at is winning non-stop. Victoria's out here bagging Designer of the Year awards, dropping sold-out collections, and still not saying a single word about the drama, not one. It's making the whole situation look painfully one-sided, like Nicola's out here yelling at a wall, and not just any wall, a marble wall worth $113 million in revenue. Now, when you piece everything together, things start looking way deeper, because honestly, it really seems like Victoria's lost touch with her son completely, and that's where it gets sad. Reports say Brooklyn recently removed the tattoo of his dad from his arm. Yeah, that tattoo, the one he used to show off proudly. And apparently, he's even said he doesn't plan on making peace with his family anymore. That's heavy. Back in the early days of all this chaos, he still kept some contact, trying to keep things civil, keeping the door open a crack. But now, it's a total shutdown. He's allegedly cut them off, blocked communication, and even had lawyers reach out telling them to stop liking his pictures or trying to contact him at all. That's cold.
And that's the heartbreak behind all the glitz and success. Victoria is now completely distanced from her baby boy. It's the quiet pain behind the polished image. But here's the thing, she's still moving with grace. She's playing chess, not checkers, keeping her dignity intact, refusing to lash out, and staying classy while the world watches every move. She hasn't banned her son, hasn't thrown shade at his wife, hasn't aired any dirty laundry. She's choosing peace over pettiness, and that's power. Instead of slamming doors or firing back, Victoria's doing the opposite. She's keeping the door wide open. But there's one unspoken rule. If you want to walk back through that door, you better come correct and step into success that matches her level. If you're Brooklyn looking at your wife, the picture-perfect, stunning Nicola, yeah, she's gorgeous, no doubt, but then you start noticing everything that's come with it. The lawsuits, the drama, the firings, the endless whispers about the Peltz family. It's a lot. Then you look over at your mom, the woman who's always held it down, the one who kept the Beckham name solid, classy, and respected worldwide. Where would you rather stand? Sure, your dad made the big money moves on the field, but Victoria, she's been the glue, the quiet powerhouse, keeping that brand strong through every storm. She didn't just ride the wave of fame, she turned it into an empire. The Beckham name isn't just famous, it's built on legacy. From the outside looking in, those Peltz billions might sparkle for now, but that shine won't last forever. The Beckham name, though, that's solid gold, built on unity, discipline, and vision. That's not just a brand, it's a dynasty. Victoria's not out here trying to fight her son or stage some public feud. She's way too strategic for that. She's out here building her empire brick by brick, keeping her focus locked on business, not gossip. And if we're really keeping score in this so-called family feud, the results are crystal clear. Victoria Beckham isn't just winning financially, she's winning strategically. She took what could have been a total PR disaster and flipped it into pure motivation. She turned pain into power, gossip into grind, and headlines into profits. While everyone else was tangled up in emotions and drama, Victoria was out here using every rumor as fuel to level up. And now, look, dust settled, noise faded, and Victoria Beckham's still standing taller than ever. It's almost poetic, right? While the world was busy feeding the drama machine, she was quietly feeding her legacy. Her fashion house is booming, her beauty line's unstoppable, and the Beckham name, it's ringing louder and prouder than it has in years. And she did it all without a single meltdown. No rants, no clapbacks, just calm, strategic moves that spoke louder than any interview ever could. Let's be honest, people, love a redemption arc. But what Victoria pulled off, that wasn't redemption, it was domination. She didn't crawl back begging for approval. She strutted back in heels, receipts in hand, with runway lights flashing her name. Every post, every silence, every subtle choice was part of a master plan to remind everyone she's not just famous, she's formidable. She's not just a celebrity anymore, she's a business force. And while everyone else is still figuring out their next PR spin, Victoria's already 3 steps ahead. You can feel the shift. Every major fashion house wants her insight, every luxury brand wants her endorsement, and every headline that once mocked her now celebrates her name. That's what real long-game success looks like: quiet, consistent, and completely unstoppable. At the end of the day, the lesson here couldn't be clearer. You don't always need to clap back to win. Sometimes the most powerful response is silence, backed by undeniable success. Victoria didn't just protect her peace, she profited from it. The feud that was supposed to break her image, it ended up polishing it to perfection. So let's call it for what it is. The Beckham legacy isn't just surviving, it's thriving. The Queen didn't just keep her crown, she turned it into a brand, a movement, and a full-on masterclass in how to win without saying a single word. Victoria completely flipped the script. She turned every rumor, every headline, and every bit of drama into pure business power. While everyone else was fighting back online, she was cashing in offline. She took all that noise and redirected it straight to where it matters most, her empire. That's not just smart, that's legendary. She's proven that silence can be a strategy, dignity can be a defense, and success, though, that's the loudest clapback of them all. Victoria didn't just survive the chaos, she monetized it. Every collab, every runway show, every product drop screams the same thing. She's not playing pretend, she's the real deal, a true designer with power and purpose. No PR stunts, no pity stories, just hustle, patience, and vision. That's how you handle drama like a boss. And Brooklyn, maybe it's time to take a page out of your mom's playbook, because she's showing the whole world exactly how it's done. Yeah, go get yourself a real project, something with meaning, something that actually lights a fire inside you. You don't need to chase the spotlight to prove your worth. Build something that's yours and make it last. If you don't have a degree, go earn one. If you already do, use it. Because yeah, money's nice, but purpose, that's what sticks. Being rich doesn't mean much if you're alone at the top, cut off from the people who truly love you. Victoria just showed the world what real resilience looks like. She didn't argue, didn't fall apart, she cashed out. She turned every rumor into a win, every whisper into wealth. Gossip turned to gold, literally. That's not luck, that's strategy with style. So tell me, what do you think? Is Nicola still holding her ground, or has Victoria Beckham already snatched the crown and left no competition in sight? Has the gap between them gotten so wide it's not even fair to compare anymore? And be honest, are you grabbing that Beckham eyeliner or what? Because I'm definitely getting mine as soon as my next paycheck hits. If you vibed with this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. I seriously want to know, who do you think came out on top in this feud? Team VB or Team Nicola? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay tuned, because the next deep dive is going to be even wilder.